Welcome back, boys and girls. Something a little bit different on the channel tonight. Come out to a today come out to an undisclosed location to do a bit of sheep whispering. Problem is there's no sheep, so yeah, that kind of puts an end to that plan, doesn't it? Anyway, I thought whilst we was here we might as well go and see Dean's Escort, because it just happens to be in that little shed there. So yeah, let's go and have a look at that. Okay, right. Plan B then, since we can't do the sheep whispering, is we come down and see Dean's Escort. And last time you guys saw this, was it on the stand? Was it still on stands last time?
Still on stands.
It was still on stands last time. It's still on stands now, but we'll get to that bit in a minute. But since then, it's been up on a jig, and as you've just seen in the clips of Dean doing the paint and bits and pieces underneath, it's now back down off of the spit. And it's looking rather good. All the top half's in primer. So this has got primer, two coats of epoxy,
and then it's got a coat of high build on top of that.
And then a coat of high build on top. So ready to be all flatted back and essentially put in colour, isn't it? On top.
Filler work, I think.
So yeah, on the top of things, it's looking really good. It's a little bit dark there, so I've got this little torch from Dean, so that you can see what we're looking at. But yeah, it's looking really good. It's getting there. In fact, it's closer now than it's ever been. I mean, obviously, because that's what happens when you do things, but how long have you had it down here now?
September 2010 it came in here, and we're now December 2021, so 11 years.
11 years it's been down here. So, but yeah, the idea today is that we are going to get it back down onto a rolling chassis. Because since the car came down here, Dean's bought a house. That house happens to have a garage, so it's going to go coming home. Basically, it's going on wheels. It's going to go on a trailer next week, get taken back up to the house, which is about 40 minutes closer to where I live, and obviously it is where Dean lives. So essentially it gives you an extra 2 hours of working time every time we come and do something on the car, because obviously at the moment you've got to get packed up, get the truck, get the disco all loaded up, get down here. And same on the way back, pack it all back up. Yeah, get it all packed up, get back down, and then obviously with the weather, because trying to get down here in the weather, I mean, it's not so bad. You've got the disco, but the last 2 times I've been down here, or 3 times I've been down here, I've got the van/car stuck every time. So I parked it right at the top of the hill today to try and avoid that. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. We're going to try and get the axle back on the back, all the front. Dean's already started mounting the stuff up on the front there last week. This week. Friday. You can see obviously all the underside there, all done in that. Is it? We're saying it was royal blue, but it's not. It's marine blue.
It's marine blue because the years is like 71 to 74 or 5 is marine blue. And then it overlaps by a year with the royal blue, and the royal blue continues to 78. I think it's like 74 to 78. So, yeah, I had a conversation with the paint guys about this as to what colour it actually was, and there's a very, very slight difference in the shade. Ever so slight. Nothing. It's almost nothing. So yeah, marine blue.
Marine blue. There you go. There's your lesson in paint for the day. So yeah, we've obviously got gas shocks on the front. We've got these nice billet aluminium hubs on the front there. These brackets obviously for the AP brake calipers, which funnily enough they're not massively different to what we've designed for the Fiesta, although they're actually there and in one piece, and mine are still being made. Well, I don't know if they've even been started yet, but
267 disc.
But well, yeah, and it's a hell of a lot bigger than what we've got on the front of the Fiesta. But you can see we've got a tension strut kit all on the bottom. That's all bolted up, real nice. Steering rack's all in there, lower cross member, etc. All ready to go, basically, on the front here. So kind of all the front these is just kind of the wheels bolting on. Correct?
Pretty much. Just needs a nut and bolt check, and the roll bar needs putting together or just linking up.
Linking up. Cool. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, and then on the back, the axle's still in your car, isn't it, at the moment? But
yeah, it is.
On the back, obviously we've got the whole. There's nothing on the back, so that's what we're going to do today. Get the axle up in there, get the leafs on, get all the. We've got an A-frame kit for the back.
Yeah, A-frame.
Yeah, so we've got A-frame kit on the back, and all those bits are actually over here, aren't they? I'll show you guys what we've got over here. All the leaf springs have been sort of redone. Nice new bushes. The bushes you had in there.
Second set of bushes.
Second set of bushes. So the set of bushes that you had in there, they've been in there for a while, haven't they? But never been on the road. And then when you pulled them out, they fell apart, basically, didn't they?
I took the TCAs on the front. I took apart because I wasn't happy with how it's fitting the cross member, and the bushes fell, literally just disintegrated on me. So at that point, I made the decision that I was just going to get all the new bushes, the cheap ones, out and spend the money and get the proper expensive ones. So learn a lesson.
Because they were the yellow Polyflex or Polysport ones, the yellow ones. These are the proper purple Powerflex.
Yeah,
just tried and trusted. Don't waste your money, just buy those. Or if you're like me, go rose joint everything and have your bones shaken to buggery when you're driving the car. But so yeah, we've got gas shocks for the rear, obviously, to match the fronts. 2-inch lowering blocks.
2-inch lowering blocks.
2-inch lowering blocks. So they're little cast aluminium things. Obviously there's all your shackle hangers and everything. So, and then the A-frame kit is just in there. Dean's just getting that out. So, exciting stuff. Once it's back down on its wheels, basically just put the engine in and go for a drive. Just take it up the lane. So,
private estate technically, so.
Yeah, yeah. I might bring the Fiesta right there. There's one side of it.
One side of the A-frame.
Rose joint at the bottom there, poly bush at the top. Just try and hold the light and the GoPro at the same time there. There we go. Milton Race fabrication. Yeah, they're nice, they are. Very nice bits of kit. Anyway, right, we have got lots of shiny parts to go on soon to be very shiny Escort. So I suppose we better get some bits and pieces put together and
let's go.
Slide under the car. Right, catch you guys in a second. Alright, step number one. The old shock mount is in. Hold it up. The old gas shock's on there, ready to go. Just tighten those ones up. Beat you to it. Beat you to it, mate. There we go. So they're all buttoned up nice and tight. Next thing is, well, we leafs next.
Yeah, I think so. Leafs next.
Leafs on next, and then A-frame off of that.
Axle then A-frame.
Axle then A-frame. That's a good point. You can't put the A-frame with the axle, can you?
I'm pretty sure the A-frame has to go on after the axle when it's at right height as well.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
cool, right.
It's got to be adjusted.
Let's crack on then. Good. Right. He's not something I say lightly when I say lube me up.
Be generous with the lube.
Slip it in nice and easy. Pardon the pun. Okay, and this one, is this going in the same direction? Oh, sorry, of course it does. That goes on that side. Crash course in rear-wheel drive stuff here. Although to be fair, we did do this before years ago on your dad's Escort, didn't we? But
yeah. Fiesta, got lovely nice.
I've been asleep since then.
New leaf spring bolt.
That's it.
Persuasion.
A bit of a wiggle on this end.
Okay. Almost there.
Is that it? Did toast chocolate orange. Hey, she's in. Don't hit the freshly painted bodywork. Alright, okay. You good?
Yeah. Just a note, the car isn't quite as stable with having a little rubber pads in.
Oh. I'm glad you told me that whilst I'm laying underneath it. I mean, that's really encouraging.
Just need to...
Trying to realign on that end.
A little bit.
There's your... I'll try and tap it with the back of that. Get it through.
Give it a whack with a hammer.
Hammer's right over there. Yeah, right. Putting all your trust in me now. Ready?
Go on.
Is it going?
Yeah.
That's it.
Perfect.
You good? Lovely job. Nothing wash of that. Nothing wash her up.
For anyone that says, oh, that's supposed to go on the inside. Well, if I do it this way and I lose the nut, the A-frame will stop the bolt from backing out. I mean,
And
you
then
can't lose the leaf spring.
And then your spring doesn't fall off whilst you're going down the road.
Right.
Which, let's be honest, is probably a beneficial thing. Right.
Some wood that I prepared earlier.
There you go, drop that down on there.
So we can slide the
Let's get the other one
straight
in. Yeah, let's get the other one in. Then we can put the axle on and then lift it all up in one go, can't we?
Yeah.
Cool, right. You've seen us do that side. We'll do the other side on a time lapse so that you're not sitting there watching us mess around. And then we'll put the axle in. Right, there we go. It's not a dead body in the carpet. It is, in fact, an axle. Fully built.
Fully built.
Actually, fully built axle. This was a Harris axle, was it not? James Harris.
James Harris built this for me.
James Harris axle. I'll just get it unravelled. I'll show you what we've got.
It's been on my back on my back of my dad's Escort for the last couple of years.
All fancy. All built up. Caliper's already on there. Diff is in. So this is shortened, correct?
Yeah.
So this is shortened so that we can fit, so that Dean can get all the meat under the back arch.
I'm not planning on putting 225 on the back of my Escort.
All the meat. It's going to go some Mickey Thompson big tyres.
Well, yeah. But oddly enough, they had to machine down the caliper brackets because on the Sierra calipers, they had to machine this section down here, get this machine down to fit the well-run brackets, because the brackets are designed for Fiesta discs, which are shallower. These are 240 Escort discs. The Escort discs are deeper, which is what we were looking at with your brake conversion.
That was correct.
It was a set the vented version.
Yeah, to move, that would move the disc
Move the
gravel
whole
back,
thing,
so we'd have
everything,
more
more
room for the
space.
caliper inside. Go to shut the door, so that we would have then had more space for the caliper up against the wheel. But we didn't need to do that. We just put some big 20mm spacers on it. But yeah.
So I welded all the brackets on for holding the brake lines, and then James cut it down.
That little bias.
No, that's just T-piece.
Oh, okay. That's where you're going to connect in. Of course it is.
Flex next in.
That's where we're going to go dunk onto there. Nice stainless braided lines.
And 3.
Fancy. Very fancy. Right.
Just a little bit slip diff.
Limited slip diff for all those number 11s.
3J drive line with a Maltese crown wheel pinion.
I remember that turning up in newspaper, didn't it?
Yeah, still wrapped up, foiled up, the original packaging pretty much.
A whole lot.
From a guy
Never used.
That I was used to chat to. Never been used yet, pretty much.
Right, enough messing. Let's put it in.
I'll change the nuts over.
We'll change the nuts over first, apparently, and then we're going to put it in. Right. See you in a second. Up and not off over the edge of the jack. Slide the jack back if you can. Hold on, we should try. Torsions. Right, I'm on.
You on?
I'm on. I'm not going to let go of it because it will roll off, but I'm in position. Oh, give us a name.
You still on?
Right, you're on now. I've slipped over, but I just need to lift it, swing the spring in a little bit. There we go, so. Oh, down to 4% on the camera. I have to change the battery quickly, but that's it. Axle's sitting in place. Obviously,
Take a chunk out of it.
did you? You scratched? I'm glad you did it on your side, not mine. I'd feel bad if I'd done it.
It's literally just
That'd be
cool.
right. Just little touch up.
Yeah.
Little bit of a touch up, but there we go. Right, that's sitting on there. So next thing is we'll just let's get the U brackets on, shall we? Bolt the axle to the leaves.
Yeah.
And then we can swing the leaves up onto their hangers at the back. Then it will be shocks and A-frame. Well, wheels first.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let me change the camera and the battery because it's down to 3%. And we'll carry on.
12 inches or so.
That's it, yeah. Right, okay, so the way this all works is, as we just worked out, that plate obviously sits underneath the leaf spring and the block and everything all bolts through, but that bit sticking out there mounts through there to hold the shock. So we're going to have to lift the springs and axle up first so that we can slide this in, then bolt it all into place. So we might want to, scoot the jack under there, lift that up.
A few moments later.
Okay, right, that side all bolted up. This side's all bolted up. Let me just grab the light so you can see what we're looking at. All bolted up, U-bolts, bump stops, bush, plate on the bottom, shock mounted all over there. We did have to just drop that plate off the top there so that you can get enough plate clearance. And then what we're going to do is put the hangers on, and then we're going to jack up the axle in the middle, which will lift the whole thing into place, and that should then be able to get us to mount the hangers on and then remount those bolts at the top there. And then, in theory, A-frame. I was about to say A-frame.
Wheels.
I was about to say, in theory, put some wheels on it, drop it on the floor, see how it sits, and then work out whether 2-inch lowering blocks are actually going to work or not. Because Dean has a confession to make. He brought 2-inch lowering blocks and he hasn't actually tested whether they fit or not yet.
Can't wheels to be able to.
So yeah, it might be a case of take it all apart and change the lowering blocks, but it also might be a case of we drop it on the lowering blocks and it looks just as it should do. Should be alright, shouldn't it? 2-inch blocks.
Well, I don't know.
Well, they
genuinely don't know.
I don't know is the answer.
I've never had an Escort on lowering blocks. Oh man, this sits amazing without lowering blocks. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna find out.
We're going to find out, ladies and gents. Right, okay, so you got your hangers in, my hangers are in.
Yeah, mine's all set. Really.
More moments later.
Okay, right. Took a little bit longer than we were expecting, just because trying to get this hanger to line up and get the bolts through. It was a pain in the arse. In fact, it took us, what, about half hour just to do that one bolt.
That one hanger.
That one hanger. So, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the arse, but it's all now hung up in place. All we've got to do now is jack the axle back up and attach the damper bar back up to where it needs to be. In theory, we just jack it up in the middle and it should slot all on, shouldn't it? Yeah, let me pop this round here. So
I don't know how this is going to go.
no, we're going to find out.
Several bad puns later.
Oh right, we got it back down on its wheels, and just needed, once it's on its wheels, Dean basically just sort of bounced the back of the car down a little bit and managed to get it all bogged up. So there we go, one fully fitted axle, shocks, springs. The only thing we haven't put on yet is the A-frame kit, but apart from that, it's all in place under it and it's looking quite fancy. The wheel on the inside, just let me get up, the wheel on the inside is quite close to the body, but it does mean that there's an awful lot of space for additional tyre inside the arch. In fact, if you stand at the front of the car, you can barely tell the wheel is actually in there. You can see there how much additional space there is for big meats to go under the back wheel. So
remember, these are 7-inch steels with ET0 offset. The wheels that are going on the back are 8J, ET-12, so the inside of the wheel stays in the same place, the outside moves out a full inch. And I might still have a bit more.
and we all know, boys and girls, well, lads do, that a full inch is quite a lot. So yeah, there we go, it's down on its wheels, front wheels, on its own wheels, properly on its own suspension.
On all 4 corners, for the first time in 11 years. It is...
For the first time in 11 years.
It is quite a moment, I'll be honest.
I feel like we most definitely should celebrate. Right, we're going forwards with it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, up in the front.
Ready, steady. There you go. On its own wheels. It's not on blocks, it's on stands. It's on its own wheels. Rolling backwards a little bit so there's space. That way. There you go, mate. How many years has it not been a roller? It's now a roller.
And it is now a roller.
Ooh, mama. Right, well, slap an engine in it. Let's go. Let's take it for a drive. There you go. Right, well, that is going to do it for this little Escort update because I'm running out of space on the memory card, so there's not much else I can cram into this. But, like Dean said, on its own wheels, own suspension, ready to roll out of here next week onto the back of a trailer and get taken home. And once it's at home, Dean's got most of the parts anyway, sitting in your garage in boxes and stuff, isn't you? So,
well, electrics.
really, but yeah, put some electrics in it, put it all together, and then take it all back apart and send it off for paint.
Very much.
And then that's it. Just good to go, really.
I'm
yeah.
hoping if I can get the electrics done by April, March, April, have it painted, should be good for the summer.
Summer shows. That would be good. That would be good. Because as you lot are about to find out in my next video, I've signed up to make the Fiesta roadworthy for May.
Yeah.
I think I agreed that the car will be at the Fiesta 123 meet at Homies Diner, so that'll be ready for May. This will be ready for the, what, June, July?
See how we get on.
There or thereabouts.
Once it's back from paint.
Real quick. In theory.
In theory, about 2 weeks to get it back from paint to be on the road.
Got cans of Red Bull and a few late night shifts. There's no reason why that can't happen, to be honest.
Well, ain't got nothing underneath. It'll just be electrics, engine, gearbox.
Yeah. Because underneath is fully. Underneath is sort of all. Try and get a decent shot, but it's all fully painted, ready for everything to be bolted up. Once everything's bolted up underneath, that's all that needs to be done. You know.
Just bits to touch up where we've been filling. That's it.
Oh, fun and games. Right, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, boys and girls.